You know, after reading some comments, talking to people, doing some soul searching, do you know what all of you can do?
Fuck off.
In case you're all wondering, Spoon, are you that insane you're actually gonna double down on this take? Not really, no, I'm just stubborn. Runs in the genes. So for those of you who need to get a quick refresher here, a gentleman by the name of Dread Roberts on X, replying to a post featuring a half-naked character on a mountain shaking her rear end, decided to give his opinion on what he wants as a consumer of games, and a whole horde of morons decided to assume a whole bunch of bollocks that he never said. That's about the long and short of it. Now, being a man of sanity and reason, rare as it is these days, I decided to comment on that, and I was derided by a similar horde of morons. The reason I will double down on this is simple. I read the comments on my video, and they're all terrible. No one learned a damn thing. What else is new? Now, apparently, this requires some elaboration because one of the things I was chastised for was my aggressive tone at the start of the video and insulting gamers through a generalization. Yeah, I'm often aggressive and condescending. What are you, new here? You should know what you're in for by now if you watch me. To quote Axl Rose, there are two kinds of people in this world. Those who like me and those who can go to hell. Here's how I see this, right? Let's say someone makes a generalized statement about a group, like I did, ascribing to them certain negative traits that irk them. If that person is preemptively judging me through the assumption that I have those group traits, this is grounds for some irritation because it's directed at me, the individual. If, however, that's applied to a group that I belong to, but I do not exhibit those traits, then I don't care. It's not describing me, the person. I'll give an example, right? Several years ago when I was playing World of Warcraft, I was in a guild with an English guy, Simon. Now, Simon was not a fan of South Africans. He had some neighbors that were a bunch of bastards. Well, according to him anyway. As a consequence, he was a tad apprehensive towards me, which is understandable given his limited experience with my countryfolk. However, I'm not his neighbors, so I took it upon myself to be a better ambassador for my countryfolk. And guess what? We got along just fine. Did any of you think there was maybe a reason for me being that hostile? Because believe it or not, there's actually a method to the madness. I'll explain. I saw the comments on X. I saw how emotional and dim-witted everyone was being. I thought it was cringe and stupid behavior. I still do. The point of the aggression, then, was to try and minimize the influx of the emotionally dim-witted and feminine cringe bitchiness that I saw on X. And that same energy is overloaded by content creators as well, mind you. There is a hell of a lot of people in that sphere whose entire channels are devoted to cranking out troughs of slop and are just looking for a reason to bitch. Looking at how Dread was treated, I'm starting to think he had a point. They don't actually care about games. These people are nothing more than a bunch of shit stirrers. They're content farming drama tards. Then I get these dillweeds in my comment section going, "Oh, Spoon's coping." No, he isn't. Spoon is laughing his ass off because you idiots behaved exactly as he said you would. If I start off saying, if you're a gamer, don't watch this. You're a thin-skinned whiny bitch and you can't handle a dissenting opinion. And you don't listen to that, you keep watching and then behave exactly the same way as the idiots on X I was trying to purge from the video. Why the hell would I cope and seethe? I'm right. It's like these people looked at the warning, made it into a rake, and then stepped on it. And then said I'm the arsehole for noticing they do this. Why the hell wouldn't I find this funny? Or the ones going, "Oh, Spoon's getting ratioed in his comment section." Yeah, newsflash for you geniuses. If I went to your average Reddit post or progressive parts of X and dropped a hardcore monarchy take, I would likely get ratioed as well. That doesn't equate to me being wrong, it means I'm piercing an echo chamber. I had people DMing me telling me my fanbase are behaving like toddlers. Agreed. It's amazing how they will go along with everything until I say something that they disagree with. Oh, and then all of a sudden I'm the whinging one, going off the deep end. Only to look at my video and find out it's the most tame anti-degenerate stance possible. Another one said, him being a gamer himself, the reaction makes him want to put his fist through a wall because for some bizarre reason, people can't seem to understand "I don't like this" is not synonymous with "I want to ban this." I noticed no one addressed that. I wonder why. There was another guy, coffee drinker, God bless him, who scoured my comment section asking several people what the hell they're so animated about, and he got no answer. All of my years on YouTube, I've never seen that one actually. I've never seen a member of the audience ask the audience why they're so upset. That one was rather trippy. Someone sent me Smash JT's video on Goonagate. The moment I saw him saying Dread is advocating for censorship, I messaged him and I just said, "Hardcore disagree. He's not advocating for censorship. That's a lie. You went digging through his tweets, you strawman the shit out of the guy." And don't give me this bullshit of, oh, that's just my opinion. No, it's not. You damn well fucking know your audience is by now hyper-prime like sensitive lemmings who will undoubtedly, as I experienced, lose all sense of rhyme or reason the moment you mention any form of censorship. In this environment, for all intents and purposes, you've painted a target on the man's back. You're essentially accusing him of a crime. That's not an opinion, that's fucking malice. If you do that shit, you're an asshole. Fuck you. This is something I've noticed with so many people. I'm one of the few people who don't do this. I am not interested in some sensationalist bullshittery, and I don't evaluate somebody's opinion based on their reputation, only what they say in that moment. Probably explains why Melanie caught more flack on X despite Dredd's post getting more views. You can maybe pull that off if someone is being contradictory to previous positions, but we're talking about people's desires as consumers here. The idea of rooting through somebody's posts and then using them as an avatar for your bitch-centered grift, that's freaking creepy. Address that post and only that post. If you're digging through somebody else's past for additional ammo, that's not an opinion piece, that's a damn hit job. Again, if you do that, you're an asshole, fuck you. Unlike so many people in that damn sphere, I'm not the one trying to sensationalize this crap for the sake of soulless content grinding. That's why I spoke to Dredd to get an elaboration of his views, and I was of course correct, what else is new? I didn't follow the herd and hop on board the damn bandwagon trying to drag the guy and ascribe positions that he never advocated for. Why the hell would I listen to all of these sensationalist bullshitters deliberately misinterpreting the man for their own ends versus actually talking to the guy? Which you think is more honest? You do realize you look insane, reeking of ill intent trying to paint this guy as some shadowy harbinger of doom for your content slot when none of you even bothered talking to the dude. Many of these same people bash the damn gaming journalists and then these hypocrites turn around and do the same thing. That's rather two-faced, and I don't do that because I actually have integrity. I said this to JT as well. These people were expressing their desires as consumers. They were speaking from a position of isolation. The irony then, given that so many people were dragging Dredd for apparently trying to control the free market, how the hell he even could, that's not within his capacity, he was making an appeal to it. He made a good point to me in DMs actually, saying, well, let the market decide. Well, okay, if that's the case, then why are you making any videos at all? Keep your opinions to yourselves and just let the market decide. Again, good point. He was merely saying, can the market appeal to those of us who desire more sophistication than just the TNA slop? And obviously, the market can do more than just that, because it has. Given that gaming itself casts a pretty wide net as far as genres is concerned, is why I didn't find Dredd's position all that contentious. Vex pointed this out as well. You're implying the market doesn't need to try, but simply turn a profit by appealing to the laziest ingredient, thus cheapening the quality of the products. Which is true. TNA is the McDonald's of gaming. The whole point of the post was not one of moral condemnation, but rather a concern for quality. And again, no one addressed these points. I imagine that's why the people were DMing me asking me why is the audience behaving like a bunch of toddlers, why Coffee couldn't understand any of this either, and why several members of my own audience think this is needlessly hostile and the drama is utterly asinine. And I couldn't agree more. Same with Melanie's take. By the way, do not accuse me of simming for Melanie. You have no idea how stupid that looks from my end. My friend Kat, who's gay, he's degenerate sin walking. He's a polar opposite of Melanie morality-wise. He's no fan of her, and even he defended her, and for the same reason I did. Does it ever occur to you people the substance goes beyond merely Melanie being cute? Apparently not. You know, it really doesn't help the argument that the gooning has screwed a mess with your minds, by the way. I'll end this video with something a bit more controversial because so far this video is far too friendly. Not my style. But looking at the comments, the reaction, the complete lack of any engagement with anything of substance. Not to mention, people like Melanie and Dredd hold no institutional power. The merits of their points have fallen completely on deaf ears. And apparently they aren't popular either. So won't the precious all-knowing free market ensure their ideas don't sell well? Who knows? The religious right has steadily lost influence for as long as any of you have been alive. The idea that they are somehow going to make a comeback and bite with any kind of pro-censorship itch is absurd. And yet, watch anyone from the right call these gamers gooning kumas and they go insane. Given that their shrieking cries of impending doom is mostly based on shadows living inside their own heads, quite clearly this is not a logical or rational reaction. Which forces me to find a pair of detachable ovaries and think emotionally, which admittedly is not my forte. And the only conclusion that I'm left with is that these people are feeling the sting of shame. And unlike when the left did it, this actually landed. How do I know? Because it got a reaction out of you lot. Because those labels have nothing to do with any imposing morality or censorship. It's just raw judgment. This isn't an argument over censorship. No, these people are hoping to normalize their degeneracy. When was the last time you saw any gamers give a flying squirrel's bollocks about anything but themselves? Because let's be honest here, people. Complaining about pixelated jiggle physics in a damn game really is peak first world problems. This entire damn argument can be boiled down to two sides. The squad of slop versus the crew of high IQ. If you desire genuine diversity in your games, guess what? You're part of the latter. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.